Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to today's Shortcuts Classroom training. And my name is Chris, and I'm the Shortcuts educator for the Southeast. Now, what we'll be going through today, we'll be looking at the Cloud Appointment Book, Cloud Reporting, which goes with it, and Targets as well, which is a fantastic new feature we're about to launch. So hopefully it's going to get everyone nice and excited, ready for that. Now, we will have a little question and answer session at the end if anyone does have any questions. If not, you will also get my email address where you can pop some emails across or any questions you may have. So, the Cloud Appointment Book, if you don't already know what it is, you can basically view your entire appointment book on any internet-enabled device. That could be a mobile phone, a tablet, or a computer, wherever you happen to be in the world, as long as you've got an internet connection. So that can be whether you're at home or anywhere in the salon. Okay, so Cloud Reporting, which goes hand in hand with the Cloud Appointment Book, this gives you all of your essential business reports, so that we don't have all of them like we do in Fusion, but we do have the essential ones, and this is an easy to understand and looks great on our fantastic dashboard, which we'll be looking at as well, again, which you can access from any internet browser, again on your tablet, iPhone, mobile phone, anything like that. And as I said, Targets, it's a new feature we are launching, and it allows your staff to track their KPIs, which is their key performance indicators, again from any internet device, thus encouraging them to smash their weekly goals. Okay, so what we'll be covering, we'll be looking at how to set up the Cloud Appointment Book, how to navigate your way around and understand the functions of the Cloud Appointment Book, give your employees the relevant access if that is necessary, and also understanding your reports on the move. And lastly, how to track the business and employee targets. Again, that's our KPIs. Okay, as I said, ladies and gents, we will have a very short question and answer session just at the end, but of course you can email us at education@shortcuts.co.uk. You will have my email address as well. You can give one of our friendly help desk team a call on the below number 0161 972 4900. Okay, perfect. Let's get started. So the first one we will look at is setting up a user for the Cloud Appointment Book. Okay, so if we just need to open up a internet browser, now my preferred one is Chrome, but you can use whichever one you like, and all we need to do is type in the URL console.shortcutsoftware.com. If not, if you are using normal Shortcuts Fusion, underneath your pin screen you will see a button that says console login, and you can navigate directly to our console this way. Okay, and just log yourself in. Now, if you'd already set up yourself or staff members with other smart system functions, such as the online client information cards or the Anywhere, you won't need to set up any other usernames or password, because they can simply use that username and password to get into the Cloud Appointment Book. But if you do need to set someone up, or if you do need to edit their user details, all we need to do is either click onto company settings or site settings on our console, and I will highlight that just now for you. And once we've clicked into that, all we need to do on the right hand side, just simply go to manage users. Okay, like I said, if you've already set up staff members with the appropriate level of access, you won't need to redo anything or set anything else up, because they can just use their username and their logins already. If you do need to edit anything at any point, all we need to do is just go to the edit button on the right hand side, and we can edit their information there. When you're happy, just click the save button. If you do need to reset their password, you can do that from here as well, and they'll be emailed a new password. And when we're happy, we just simply click the green tick on the right hand side that says save. Okay, so let's say we're going to set up a brand new user for the Cloud Appointment Book. So we can navigate back to the start of our console simply here by clicking the home button, or on the left hand side by clicking the start button. Okay, we're now going to navigate back into company settings or site settings. And again, on the right hand side of our navigation bar, we're going to go to manage users. Choose the option underneath that says add a new user, and I'll highlight that just now. Okay, and we have two user types. Create a new user not associated with a point of sale employee, and create a new user that is a point of sale employee. Now, a new user that is a point of sale employee is anyone linked on Shortcuts that has a PIN to get into the system. Choose the relevant site, and you can link it to the relevant employee. Click Continue to proceed. And at the top, we will simply type in their personal email address. Now, the reason we type in their personal email address, because as you can see, this becomes their username, and they will, of course, be emailed a password. Just double check the first and last name. Check this box is ticked to ensure that they are active, and tick this box if you ever need to lock anyone out. Okay, now there are 4 roles available to our staff in the Cloud Appointment Book. Company manager and call center are company level roles. So think of our company directors and our salon directors, salon managers, that kind of thing. So our company manager, this will give us full access to all sites if you have more than one site, more than one salon, and it will also give you access to all configuration items and all reports. The call center operator will give full access to all sites, but it won't give you access to configuration or any reports. So that's our company level roles. And we also have 2 site roles. So we have a site manager and we have an employee. Now our site manager will give full access to that one specific site. If you do need to give them access to another site, underneath you would just simply hit the Add Sites button and add in a second site. Okay, so site manager gives full access to that just one specific site, as well as configuration and reports. And we also have our 4th setup here, which is employee. Now that gives access to an employee's own appointments and can only update their own client records within their working hours. So all you need to do is just choose one of the 4 options, and when you're happy, just simply hit the Save button. Now at this point, they will simply be emailed a password. Again, their username is their personal email address. Once they've done that, all they need to do is log into the Cloud Appointment Book. Again, open up an internet browser, and it is pos.shortcutsoftware.com. So you can see that just here, and I'll highlight that on the screen for you, ladies and gents. That is pos.shortcutsoftware.com. So you can see here I'm using a test site and I was already logged in. But once you've received that email, you will get your password along with your username, again, which is your email address. Okay, now if you are a company manager and you have already been set up as a company manager, once you've logged in, you do also have the access and the ability to set site roles up for your staff as well, which I will show you now. Now again, your site roles are your site manager and your employee, which we just went through on our console, but we can also do that via the Cloud Appointment Book, which is what we're looking at now. And I'm going to simply show you how to do that now. Okay, so on the right hand side, you will see our menu button just here. And on the left-hand side, you will see on our navigation bar where it says Employees and Rosters. And that is going to highlight blue where my mouse is just now. I'm going to click onto that, and I'm going to click onto Employees. Once that is done, it will open up a list of all of our employees on the left-hand side. Now, all we need to do is simply choose the relevant employee we wish to give either the site manager role to or the employee role to. This will open up that employee's profile card, and we can change the phone number, the image if need be, the address, and so forth. But down the bottom, all we need to do is simply hit on Roles and Logins. Slide this toggle bar to yes, and if they've already inputted their email address into their profile card, it will pull through. All we need to do is type in their their email, which again, of course, will become their username, and underneath we will have 2 roles available to us. Underneath you will see you have site manager and you will also have employee available. Click the done button to proceed, and they will again be emailed their password. Okay, so once we've set up the relevant staff access and the relevant site access, we can now look at creating appointments on our Cloud Appointment Book. Now, this is a fantastic piece of software we have here to be able to use. The Cloud Appointment Book is completely free of charge. It's a fully functioning appointment book. Like I said, it can be accessed via any internet-enabled device. As long as you've got an internet connection, away you go. And you can have it on as many devices as you like, which again is a fantastic tool to have. Okay, so let's have a look at our Cloud Appointment Book. On the left-hand side, all we need to do is click into Appointments. Okay, give it a couple of seconds there just to download all of the information. Okay, perfect. So this is our cloud appointment book. Now you will notice straight away it's not too dissimilar to normal Shortcuts Fusion. At the top, we have all of our employees, so Amy, Sam, and so forth. On the left-hand side, we have our calendar. We can click onto that and we can choose a specific date to navigate to. And at any point, we can click back to today. Down the left-hand side, you will see we have our 15-minute interval markers. Now, one thing that is completely unique to the cloud appointment book, for those of you that maybe haven't already noticed, you will see we have our hour markers on each column. So for that, I mean, you can see we've got the 9 a.m. marker, the 10 a.m. marker, 11 a.m. marker, and so forth on each of our staff members' columns. Again, to make it nice and easy to ensure we are accurately booking an appointment at the exact time that is required. Okay. So if we click and go down just a tad there and scroll down, you will see we have a red line which goes through the whole of the appointment book to show us exactly where we are up to in a day. Again, to make it nice and accurate. Down the bottom, we have the same tools as normal Shortcuts Fusion. We can skip back to today at any point. We can navigate forwards by 1 day, and we can navigate a week 1 day. Now, one thing, ladies and gentlemen, to remember when we are working on the cloud appointment book is most of the time we'll probably be accessing it on something like a tablet, and there is no mouse 9 times out of 10. So for that, there is no right-click command. But again, I will show you a very quick way we can do all of the right-click functions in the cloud appointment book. Okay, so I'm going to navigate back to today. Now, for those of you that are using filters in Shortcuts Fusion, that could be looking at different types of staff members, different types of capabilities, or more in particular, if we're looking at staff that are rostered on against staff that aren't rostered on, we also have that function again available to us in the cloud appointment book. Now, this time, instead of it being in the bottom left-hand corner, it is at the top left-hand corner, just here. And I'm just going to circle that now for you. Perfect. We can click onto that, and you can see this time we just have a little toggle box. So here it says rostered on. We simply change the no to a yes and click the apply button to apply this filter. Now, each of our filters we can also save simply by clicking the save button just down here. And you'll see at the top, each of our save filters are automatically put to the top to make it nice and easy to navigate to. So you can see at the moment, I'm looking at my 4 staff members that are rostered on. And at any point, if I wish to remove this filter, I just click where the tick is on the left-hand side, and it will remove the filter for me. Okay, nice and easy. So now what we can do is start to have a look at making an appointment. Now, just like in normal Shortcuts Fusion, all we need to do is simply choose a time to make an appointment. So I'm going to choose 4 p.m. with Sam. We just simply click onto the correct cell. So I click onto it. We can search for customers at the top here in this bar. We also have a section here for recent customers, a section for any checked out customers today, and also for remaining customers today. Now you will see as soon as I start to make an appointment, it will come up with booking in progress. This will stop anyone else making an appointment at exactly the same time. Again, this syncs in real time with our normal Shortcuts Fusion appointment book. Now, just like in Fusion, making an appointment, we can also book in a task. And to do that is exactly the same way. We would just simply down the bottom, hit the task button just here. Okay. If we wish to add in a new client, all we would do is just hit the new button just here. So I'm going to search for a client. And you can see it will automatically bring up all of their information. We choose the correct client. It will bring up that client profile card. It will also show any future appointments and any last 3 visits. Again, a fantastic tool to have just to make sure you're not booking them in for something that they've never had before. Okay, down the bottom, it will also show any alerts. Now, this time in the cloud appointment book, alerts are an exclamation mark in a triangle, whereas you may be used to it in Fusion being an orange and white exclamation mark. Okay. So once we've chosen the correct client, all we need to do is simply follow the steps at the bottom of our screen where it says next. On the left-hand side, it will show any previous services. or we have the usual service categories to choose from. Down the bottom, it will give us a brief overview of this appointment. So we can see I've booked a ladies cut and finish. The employee is Sam. I can tick this box if it was instantly requested, and also the price here, which is £90. Click the done button. Not entirely sure what happened there. I think it may be just simply because I am on a test system. I will try it again. Perfect. So we can also tag the appointment. And when we're happy, we'll click the done button. Perfect. Okay. Please do try this yourself. Again, I'm not entirely sure why I got that error there. I think it's purely because I'm working on a test system and this isn't a correct setup for it, but you will see exactly how to make it. Now, I have had some other services booked in, so let's just see if I can get that. There we go. So this was one of someone else booked in yesterday. So one thing you can do in the Cloud Appointment Book, which is exactly the same as Fusion, you can make the appointment longer and you can drag and drop and make the appointment in someone else's column. Now, one thing to remember is you probably won't be using a mouse, like I said at the beginning, and there is no right-click command for this. There is a very, very simple way to do this. All we need to do is click onto the appointment, and you will see we get these 3 dots available to us. Now, once we click onto this, this will open up all of our right-click commands. And we're going to touch base on that in just a couple of seconds. Okay, so like I was saying, one of the great things we can do in Shortcuts, like we can do in Shortcuts Fusion, is we can drag and make the appointment longer and shorter if we require more time, and we can also move the appointment around on the calendar. Now, to do this, a little handy tip and trick for you: if you are doing it on your tablet and you are using your finger, just place your finger on the appointment just for a split second and then drag and make the appointment longer. So you will see on the right hand side, I get the arrow up and down available to me to let me know that I can make this appointment longer. And I just simply drag and drop and make the appointment longer and shorter. Now on the left hand side, you will see I get this wave in hand, again representing that this appointment can be moved into someone else's column. And again, you can see how quick and easy it is to do this. Perfect. Again, making that nice and easy. Okay, now let's say we needed to change one of these services. We would click onto it again to replicate our right-click command and click onto the 3 dots on the right-hand side that I'm circling now. And just simply click onto the Change Appointment button just here. All we need to do is go to the next and choose the relevant service, and then just click the Done button to confirm. Okay, again, it looks like I'm getting an error. Again, I think this is just purely because I'm on the test side, but please try it on yours and you'll see exactly what I mean. You'll have no issues whatsoever. Okay, so for those of you in Shortcuts Fusion that are using our very handy tool to reschedule an appointment, it's much easier than deleting and just rebooking the appointment in that way. We can also reschedule on the Cloud Appointment Book. Again, to do this, we will click onto it. Click on the 3 dots to replicate our right-click command, and you will see we have the Reschedule button just here. It will automatically open up a calendar for us. All we need to do is simply choose a time slot, click the Reschedule button, and you will see straight away it has taken those appointments across for me. Okay, again, of course, it didn't like that. As we can see, I am getting a few errors there on that one. Okay, but of course, that is how we would reschedule the appointment. Now, deleting the appointment is exactly the same way. Ooh. Those appointments have gone there. So deleting an appointment, you will see, ladies and gents, is exactly the same way. All we need to do is click onto the appointment, click on those 3 dots to replicate a right-click command, click the cancel button and it will open up the same options that we have in Fusion. So client cancellation and so forth. Click onto that and click the delete button. Again, I apologize, I can't seem to do that, but again, on my test system there, it wasn't allowing me to book that in. Hopefully you'll see. If you do have any issues with your own, again, I'm sure, I promise you won't have any issues with that. But if you do, please do drop me an email. I'm more than happy to jump on and just show you how to do it. Okay, for those of you that have not used our smart systems such as Anywhere and the online CICs, one thing we can do is we can save the cloud appointment book onto our home screen of our tablet to make it nice and easy. This just stops us having to navigate through our emails and type in the POS.shortcut software each time. So we can basically save it as an app. Now, for those of you that are using a Samsung or an Android, you will see 3 dots in the top right-hand corner of your appointment book. You need to click onto that for me and just simply hit the Add to Home Screen button. For those of you that are using any Apple device, such as an iPad, all you need to do is at the bottom, just click onto the bar. You will see a square with an arrow facing upwards in it. All you need to do is click onto that, scroll to the left and click onto the Add to the Home Screen. Okay, so there we go, ladies and gents. That is exactly how our cloud appointment works. As you will see, it is not too dissimilar to Shortcuts Fusion. It's designed to be very quick, very easy, and make it nice and easy for you to navigate your way around. So once the session has finished, please do grab your iPads and your phones, have a play around with it, get stuck in, and you'll see exactly how easy it is to use. Okay, ladies and gents, that was our cloud appointment book. Now what we can do is jump to our dashboard and our cloud reporting. Again, a fantastic function to have when we're on the move, if we're not in a salon, if we're on the move, and so forth. Okay, so the first thing we're just going to do is at the top of the screen, you will see where it says dashboard. I'm going to highlight that just now for you. Now, this may take a few seconds to download all of the information. So when you are doing this, please just bear with it. Okay, so you can see here, this has opened up our dashboard, and our dashboard consists of 10 KPI tiles. Now, our KPIs are our key performance indicators. Okay, so at the corner of each of the KPI tile, I'm going to highlight that just now. Okay, so the corner of each of the KPI tile is an indicator which will show you how you are tracking against the same time period last year. So it shows you year by year. Okay. Now, the cloud appointment book goes by days of the week, not by specific dates. This is to best cater for your daily business variations, such as weekends and any sort of seasonal events, Christmas, Easter, that kind of thing. Okay, with the majority of all of our reports, you will see we have a time frame at the top here, which we can filter between. We can filter between specific sites if you have more than one site. Where relevant, we can filter between employees, and we can also flick between excluding tax and including tax. Okay, so what do our color markers actually mean? Okay, so when we see a red color marker just here that I'm going to highlight now, this means your results have dropped since last year. Okay, if you have an orange marker, it means an improvement of up to 5%, and a green marker will mean an improvement of over 5%. So we can see that down here. Okay, so again, making it nice and easy. So the tiles we have net sales, which is this one just here. This is the value of all of the sales for this time period, i.e. 30 days. The average per ticket. Now, this is the average number of tickets in a period. Now, again, our tickets are our transactions. Okay, so if you've ever wondered what that was, ladies and gents, in your reporting, tickets are your transactions. Okay, visits. These are the number of client visits. New customer visits, this is the number of customers that had a transaction that were new, so any new clients you had. And this will show you the percentage of rebookings. And down here you will see the service sales, so all the money generated from services. Okay, now I will just say, sorry, I'm just going to jump back to rebooking. It is slightly different in the cloud appointment book how it's calculated than it is in Fusion. For those of you in Shortcuts Fusion that are using the rebooking functions, is access via giving our employees like a credit. So you may have already seen when you rebook a client, it will say, is this a rebooking? Do you wish to give one of your staff members a credit? But cloud reporting is ever so slightly different. It is So rebookings are automatically calculated based on whichever of your employees provided a service whenever a new appointment, i.e. a rebooking, is made on that day. So i.e. if that client makes a new appointment on that day for further down the line, that automatically generates a rebooking. Even if when they've made that rebooking for that new service, that client doesn't actually come in for that rebooked service. As long as they make an appointment on that day, it calculates a rebooking for you. Okay, so retail sales, this is the value of all of the number of products that were sold in our time frame. The retail items per ticket, that is how many of the services had a retail upsell. And it will also show you here, so the retail conversion. This will show you a percentage of all of the service visits that also generated a resale. And on the right hand side, we have our upsells. This is the value and the number of services and products that were added on at the checkout. So let's say they had a full head of highlights and you added on a blow dry and a color shampoo, that kind of thing. So you had an upsell. Now underneath, we do have some graphs. Okay, so we're going to look at sales first of all. Now, if we're looking in the past, so historically, this will show the actual value of sales, retail, and anything else. So we can see that here, service, retail, and anything else. Okay, and it will also show you anything that was pre-booked. So this is anything that has already been pre-booked in for that month. Okay, and you can see that is here. This is yellow one just here. Okay, so we've also got the booking and the visit source. Now this shows the value of all of your bookings made for a date range. Now this is regardless whether the appointment had been cancelled, rescheduled, or no-showed, that kind of thing. So it's just a quick indicator to let you know how your clients are making appointments in the salon. Okay, so purple is live/the cloud appointment book. Fusion is your normal Fusions, that could be your reception desk, that kind of thing, the one in the salon. And Google could be booking via Book Now with Google Reserve. Okay, and we've also got our third graph here, which is client visits via status. Okay, now this graph will only be shown if you're looking at historical dates. So this will show the number of new, returning, and walk-in clients for that period. So as we scroll down, we have our employee performance available to us as well. Okay, so you can sort via heading at the top just here. So the employee sales figures are net of discounts, so it will also show all of the discounts. Okay, so if any of your staff are given discounts, this will show. So we can see on the left-hand side, we have the list of all of our staff just here that I'm just going to highlight now. The second tab across, we have net sales. This is all of the sales they generated. The third one across here, this is the average per ticket. This is the average bill per your customer, so the average transactions per customer. Visits, this is the number of visits they had. The rebooking percentage, this is the percentage of clients that rebooked on the same day, so like what we were talking about earlier. Moving down the line here, we can look at service sales. This is the total value of money generated from sales. And we've also got our retail sales here. And again, this is the total value of money generated from our retail sales. And if I just expand this one here, this is retail items per ticket. You can see that here. So there's the number of services that also purchase retail. So when clients came in, they also purchased retail on top of their normal service. Now down the bottom, right down here, if we scroll down, we also have audit actions. So when you look at yours, you may have 3 separate sections. You may have cancelled, you may have discounts, and you may have void. You may also have refunds. So cancelled, this is the number and the value of cancelled appointments. So it will also show you if clients are cancelling their appointment, the value of what that was going to generate. Discounts, again, the number of and the value of discounts that were given to clients. And refunds, the number and value of refunds that were given again. And the last one here, voids, as we can see, any transactions that were voided. Okay, so that was our employee performance. So now what we can do is we can jump into a couple of our reports. Okay, so all we need to do is scroll right back to the top and just simply click onto the menu button just here. On the left-hand side of our navigation bar, you will see where it says reports. Simply click onto that, and this will open up all of our reports here. So the first one we're going to look at is our booking analysis. Now with the booking analysis, this one in particular, ladies and gents, can only be viewed including tax. And as with all of our reports, they can be printed and they can also be exported out. Again, a fantastic and handy tool to have if you need to email it across to your accountant. Okay, so what does our booking analysis actually show? So this report includes a breakdown by booking source for any chosen date range, including the number of clients, the value, and the percentage. Okay, so the report will show no-shows, cancelled appointments, deleted appointments, complete, incomplete appointments per booking source, and a total for the entire report. Okay, now your booking sources, this is how they made the appointment. So this will include Shortcuts Live, Shortcuts Cloud, normal Shortcuts Fusion, online booking, and the mobile guest app for those of you that are using that. Okay, so you can click on the title here to expand it further if you need to, but at a quick glance, we can see the total, the amount here, the number of services booked, the percentage of those services that were booked out of all of our different options available to us, and the percentage of bookings amount. Okay, so as you can see for mine and my test system, we have had no bookings made. But if I could just go to last month, see if we have some information pulled through. There we go, excellent. So we can see the amount here, the total amount was 1,359, and that is 100% of all of our bookings. And as a quick glance here, we can see the 100% of those 13 bookings were made via Shortcuts Fusion. Now, if they weren't all made via Shortcuts Fusion, it will of course be broken down via Cloud, online booking, or the guest app. You can print this report just down here, or you can export it just here. Okay, and you can also see your Shortcuts Live activity for our Shortcuts Live users. Okay, and that, ladies and gents, is our booking analysis. So again, we can navigate back to the menu button, and now we can have a look at our employee productivity report. Now, this one in particular can be viewed ex-tax and including tax, and again, of course, can be exported out. Now, again, please don't worry if this takes a few seconds just to download. It will have a lot of data to pull through. So we'll just give that just a couple of seconds there. Now, the employee productivity report, just while we wait for this to download, is not too dissimilar to our booking analysis report if you've already looked at that in your Shortcuts Fusion reports. Again, basically just shows us the utilization of our staff members. Okay, again, we have the same functions available to us at the top here. We can look at a specific date range, a particular site, and again, any employees, and ex-tax include and including tax. Okay, so exactly the same with all of our other reports. On the left-hand side, we will have a list of all of our employees. And we can now have a look at each of our columns on this report. Okay, so booked hours. The booked hours will show us all of the hours your staff were booked out with clients. The booked amount will show the amount of money they were booked out to make, so in total, all of the services they were set to make. The available hours will show out of their working day how many hours were left to be booked. So if they were only booked for half the day, it will show the other 50% of hours. Now, a fantastic tool here, we can see the estimated amount of available hours, and that will show you a monetary amount. So that will show you how much money they could have made if they'd been completely booked up. The utilization, this is a percentage, again, not too dissimilar to the booking analysis report. So again, if they were booked out for half of their day with clients and the other half of the day they weren't booked out with clients, this would show a 50% utilization. Okay, and it will also show a percentage of the total booked hours for that day and the total amount here as well for that day. It will also show the number of clients they had in that day, the percentage of clients split between. So let's say they had 2 clients, we can see that's 50%, and we can see any historical revenue. It will also show it per hour. Okay. So again, a fantastic report to be looking at. Great if you are doing performance summary reports and that kind of thing. And in particular, if you have a new member of staff you wish to look at. Okay, so again, nice and easy to be looking at. And down the bottom, just lastly, we can see all of the hours put together, the total amount generated, the total amount of hours, and so forth. And again, this report can be exported out and printed if necessary. Okay, so that was our employee productivity report. Again, if we navigate back to the beginning, you will see we have our trading summary. Now, our dashboard is what we looked at right at the beginning for our KPIs. Now, the trading summary is not too dissimilar to normal Shortcuts trading summary. I'm sure you will be very familiar with that one. And this report matches the Fusion version of the trading summary exact. Again, this one can be viewed including tax, excluding tax, and again, can be exported out. Now, for our Shortcuts Fusion users, you will notice that the sections are in a slightly different order. So the sales section appears on the left-hand side in our cloud reporting trading summary, and will appear first on your mobile device. It'll be a little bit more squished, but it will appear first. So please don't worry if you are looking at that on a mobile device. So again, we can see here we have your sales, and this will be split down between services, retail, and any sundry items or anything like that. And again, it will show you excluding tax, including tax, and the quantity of services and the quantity of retail. Okay, so your prepayments and liabilities, that is all the money that is owed to your clients, so gift certificates and so forth. So we can see that just here. And any redemptions, that could be loyalty, any series, anything like that. And on the right-hand side, again, ladies and gents, I'm sure you are very familiar with this report from when you do cashing up and when you are using Shortcuts Fusion. But on the right-hand side, we can see our takings. So this is broken down of all of the types of payment types we took in the day. So you can see we took £61 in cash and £300 in credit and debit. And again, if we put those two figures together, we have the total. So our net receipts there are £361, and it will show a percentage. Okay, if we scroll down further, we have our ticket averages. Again, that is our transaction averages. So we can see the total, and it was split between services and products, and the value on the right-hand side. All of our customers, how they were split. So we can see our returning customers, our new clients, our walk-in clients as well, if applicable. And you will also see the gender, so male and female. And again, it will show you the value for each of those there. Okay, and there we go, ladies and gents. That is our trading summary there. Perfect. So the very last one we can look at in our reports, again, if we navigate back to menu, is our employee performance. And again, just like the same as before, this can be viewed including tax, excluding tax, and again, of course, can be exported out if necessary. Okay. So again, on the left-hand side, you will have each of our different headings. So we've got service, retail, total, and hours. Now, I honestly prefer to look at this in each individual section to make it nice and easy to navigate your way around. So let's have a look at services first. Again, on the left-hand side, we have a list of our employees. We can see the money generated from services, the service tickets, that was how many services they had, the average service per service ticket, so that's how much money they generated per service, average service units versus average service ticket, the rebooking, that's how many of these services generated a rebooking, the rebooking percentage, and any transactions that had an upsell. Now that could be putting another service onto the bill or another product onto the bill. And it will show you how much of those quantities that was. So 3 products, 4 products, and so forth. Again, if we minimize that, we can have a look at retail. Perfect. And again, we can see exactly the same formula there. So we've got our retail tickets, our retail units, and so forth. Again, we have a total that will simply add our services and our retail together. So if we just want to see at a quick glance what our services and retail generated, we can see that just here. And this will, of course, include our sundry. That's any one-off payments. That could be surcharges. It can be charges for things like tea, coffee, champagne, and so forth. Gift cards, gift certificates, series, and anything like that. Scrolling to the right, we can also see any discounts, any tips, and any promotions that we were running. And the tips, again, there, and the amount of tips that we received. Again, if we minimize that, we can now have a look at hours. Perfect. Again, we have the list of our employees on the left-hand side. And again, this will show our productivity like we were just looking at. So this will show a percentage of our booked hours versus our worked hours. And again, it will split it down for you on the right-hand side. So you can see the hours worked for this time frame. the hours that were booked out with clients, the average spend per the worked hours, if we just expand that, the average spend per worked hours, and the average tickets and the average service spend per hour, and the average the average service ticket per hour. Again, this is pretty much exactly the same of our booking analysis report. And again, lastly on this report, we can have a look at customer visits. So we can see how many visits we had, how many were walk-in, the walk-in percentage, the new percentage, returning, and so forth. Okay, again, making it nice and easy to keep track of all of our staff and all of our services, and of course, all of our customers. Okay, now that is all of our reports, ladies and gents. Now the last thing we can have a look at is targets. Now, like I said at the beginning, targets is a new feature launching very, very soon. So please keep an eye out for this. Now, the idea of our targets, again, is to allow your team to monitor their KPIs, their key performance indicators, and encourage them to smash their weekly goals. Okay. So first of all, what we just need to do is set up our performance targets. Now, to do this, at the top, all we need to do is simply hit the menu button again. And then on the left-hand side, just hit employees and rosters. And you will see we have targets set up just here. Now, you can choose to set targets for the business as a whole or any specific employee, or you can do both. So you can do it for the business or specific employees. Now, as you see, we have a lot of information available to us here. You don't have to fill out all of the targets for the KPIs, just the relevant ones. Okay, so it could be just for net sales and service sales. So you don't have to fill out all of these. So you'll see this is per week. So all I would do is just type in here my KPI. You can toggle whether it's including tax or excluding tax. And then all we would need to do is just hit the done button to apply this. Now, to view your targets, see how you're getting on, all you need to do is click onto your dashboard. Sorry, click onto reports, click onto targets, and we can see how our targets are doing. Now, the idea of the dashboard just here, this will allow you to see how well your staff are doing in direct correlation to their actual target. So we'll just wait for my target to upload. Perfect. Now, as I'm only using a test system, we won't actually have any information pulled through. But you will see on the graph here, if we have a solid grey line, that is the actual target. And the actual target is just underneath, and the grey line will show how close to their target they actually are. Now, under each title here, you will see how much they've made and how close they are to their target. And underneath, we have a percentage to show exactly how well they're doing. So at the moment, we haven't made no money, so we're 100% below the target. Okay. And you will see just here, we have a dashed grey line. And the dashed grey line will show any pre-booked appointments that have already been made for the week. Okay. And that is it. So as you can see on the top right-hand corner, we can filter between our employees on the top right-hand corner. And again, a fantastic tool to have. So that is it, ladies and gents. That is our cloud appointment book. That is our cloud reporting. And that is our target setup. Now, like I said, this is launching very, very soon. So please keep an eye on this and hopefully get it set up and get all of your employees talking about it and get them smashing those targets. So if you have any questions, please do drop them now. If not, you will, of course, get my email address at the end of the session. You will also get a recording of this, and you're more than welcome to watch that on YouTube and then drop me any emails afterwards. If not, thank you ever so much for joining me this afternoon. I hope you found that informative. Hopefully speak to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, so we'll just stay online just there for a couple more minutes if anyone does have any questions. If not, like I said, please feel free to just fire them across in an email. I'm more than happy to jump on one of your PCs at a given time. We can also go through the reports together or the targets when applicable if you find you need a little bit more assistance. Okay, so it looks like that's everything for the question and answer there. Thank you ever so much for joining me this afternoon. Please keep an eye out. We will be having webinars very frequently, so if you do want to jump on, we have some fantastic webinars coming up. We can utilize the stock, we can utilize new starters, reports, commissions, a lot of information we can pass across. So please keep an eye on these webinars and stay tuned. Like I said, thank you ever so much for joining me this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye.